Guys, a game of football is 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes long for a reason. It was a game of two halves or a game of two quarters if we're going to look at the whole tie. PSG dominated the first half. Man City was struggling really to keep them penned in, and PSG were passing through them. Got the goal through their captain Marquinhos, a much deserved lead, but it's 90 minutes for a reason. You cannot rest on your laurels. You cannot think the game is done. And Man City came out like the champions they are. They came out and played high energy, high intensity football. No fear, nothing held back. And they take a 2-1 victory. 2 away goals back to the Etihad. Advantage Pep. Pochettino has work to do. Real Madrid, Chelsea, it's all in the balance. It is all in the balance. Guys, let's go. I'm joined by the gang. I'm here with Ramsey, father, of course. I'm here every single time. And someone just dropped out saying his name was Come On City. He's obviously a bit too excited. I'm going to go straight to Ramsey. The game that we watched tonight, PSG Man City. I see you doing big celebrations in the chat. You're supporting Man City. What's going on? English fans supporting an English rivals. What's going on?
Respect Pep Guardiola. Respect Pep Guardiola. You see how you crying for Zidane to win the CL? Listen, has to be Pep's year. Has to be Pep's year. Well, it's play a striker, they said. How are you going to score without a striker on the pitch, they said. And what does he do? Nah, I'm not even going to bring one on. Not even when we're 1-0 down. In fact, I'm going to play better without a striker in the second half and dominate the second half and win the game. Respect Pep Guardiola. Come on. Big win. Beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And like I was saying in the chat, where was KDB playing? Where was Foden playing? Where was Bernardo playing? Where was Gundogan playing? That man would just, it's like, because there's no striker, you lot just free. Feel free to just roam and do what you need to do, but get the job done. Listen, if Pep did this in the second half and he didn't win, you know, you'd have to ask questions. But to do it and get the result, same way like Sunday, FA League Cup final, same way there, where it's like the football was great, but you got to win it. He had to win it today, and he done it. Yeah, job done. Well, not job done. Let me not say job done.
Father, I'm going to come to you. We'll get on to Chelsea, Real Madrid in a bit, but obviously the game of the night. Did Man City get a bit lucky with the 2 goals they scored?
No, not really. I think they were fantastic. The second goal was ridiculous though to watch. Again, I just saw the replay, just went through the wall. Damn. I think Riyad Mahrez has been the players that underrate a lot by some of the fans, but yeah, it was a fantastic performance by Man City. I can't give them any negative, but you know, hats off to City. You know, probably the favourites to win this year.
So you think City are the favourites?
Could be, you know, the way that they performed today, as of right now, yeah.
Mahrez was brilliant. Not gonna,
that free kick, though, ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, when you have a wall like that, Ronaldo did the same thing against Porto and he moved out the way it went through. Like, there's nothing the keeper can do about that. But let me come to ads. The keeper couldn't do anything about the second goal, but should Navas have done better with the first? You know, some man saying, well, you know, he couldn't really anticipate, you know, what's going to happen. Should Navas have done better, ads?
I believe he should, you know. I mean, Navas is a top goalkeeper. No matter how old he is, he's still good. For me, he'll always be up there as one of the best. Yeah, man, he should definitely done better. But listen, City winning this game, it just proves my point. You can have all the quality in a team, but when you have Poch in charge, like joke man, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere, and that's simply that. Simple as.
Wow.
I knew you were going to say that, man.
Well, listen. I'm glad Ahmad is here. I'm very, very glad. I thought he had bottled it because I didn't see him. Usually he's here at the beginning. I thought he had bottled it, like his team bottled it today, like his manager bottled it. Ahmad, you told me, you promised me the last Champions League weekly. You promised me. You said, "Don't worry, Neeks. Don't worry. Man City aren't winning the quadruple." You were right. They got knocked
I was
out
right.
to
I was
Chelsea to FA Cup. But you lot ain't doing your job. You went 1-0 up. I mean, Sammy says here that he thinks Pep got away with it. What
I
are you
agree.
saying? What are you saying? You
I
agree?
Bro, I was so disgusting by this second half performance. I can't blame this on Poch, man. Because, bro, the
I can.
first half, we dominated that game. The first half was beautiful to watch. Second half, we didn't win. City didn't win this game. We lost the game. Bro, did you see the goals we conceded?
I agree. The goals you
It was,
conceded were terrible.
tell me the chances City had. We controlled the middle of the park. They couldn't come through with the through balls they tried to do. Marquinhos was excellent today, but these stupid mistakes and Idrissa Gueye losing his head. What the hell is he doing, man?
You know what I'll
A
say, Ad?
stupid
I'm sorry,
tackle.
Ahmad. You know what I'll say? I think first half you dominated the game. You kept passing through City's midfield. They couldn't press you well, and you created a few openings. You had that chance or half chance with Verratti right just before I think they equalized.
Yeah.
He couldn't get on the end of it. Cool, it is what it is. But in that second half, Man City changed something. Man City pressed higher and harder. There was a goal that was actually it was a bit of a bad pass from Navas in the first half. That Foden kind of picked up, and then they nearly scored from there. But in the second half, they pressed you and you couldn't get out of your half. So as much as they didn't create any chances, I agree. Navas wasn't making save after save or anything like that. You were being dominated in that second half. And Poch, as the manager, he didn't change it. He remember he made his first sub 2-1 down, 10 men down. So
But
at no point
I
did you
don't think we played bad.
bro, in the second half, you were just doing long balls.
I think you're
You
stretching
couldn't.
it.
No, but
I think you're
of
stretching
course,
it.
but Neeks,
If you think you weren't that good,
you usually when we go up 1-0, because we all we needed was a 1-0 win, because then we don't concede any away goals. It's good. And I think Poch did a good job with telling Verratti to stay on the left side, helping Bakker, because we all know Bakker is shit. And then controlling De Bruyne, Marquinhos, cleaning the defensive line. I think we did everything good. But like out of nowhere, we do a cross and it's the goal. Yeah, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. After the perfect half, in my opinion, we went 1-0 up. We should have been more. We just need to keep the clean sheet. And we do this. It's, by the, it's disgusting of the players. I don't blame this on Poch, because Poch can't control the temper of the team in the middle of the game. If you saw Neymar, the stupid tackles he made, and the whole team, Paredes, that's the reason he took Paredes off. So for me, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I'm just happy that it stayed 2-1, because all players lost their mind in the second half. I'm just happy it's 2-1.
I'll come back to you. Let me come to Gunnar Sahal first. Obviously, you were here earlier. Do you think Man City deserved that win, or will you say PSG were unlucky?
No, my thing is basically what Paris did. They hired a manager, a complete and utter bottle job manager. What can go wrong will go wrong. You guys bought literally a black cat. Whatever will go wrong is on you guys. Yeah, you guys bought a manager, a losing manager, a manager that doesn't know how to win. Bro, you guys got it coming, man. How are you gonna hire a manager that hasn't won a trophy, bro? How can you hire a manager, bro? You guys had this coming. This team, Spursy, bro. Spursy 2.0, bro. Welcome to the bottle job FC. You guys ain't winning no trophy. You guys out. Assalamu alaikum. Bye, bro. It's over, Ahmed. Why would you hire him, bro?
Man
You
said,
guys messed up, bro.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bro, Ahmed, bro, you signed a wrong manager, bro. You rather hire Jose, honestly, bro. Seriously, why would you
So
hire
you
this
guys
guy,
are
bro?
just saying that because he was shit as
Ahmed,
not
it's
shit as
true,
Spurs,
bro.
because he
Ahmed,
didn't
it's
win
true,
anything
bro.
at Spurs.
Ahmed, it's true, bro.
No,
No
no, no.
matter what, bro, he literally will lose a trophy to Southampton, bro. Come on, man. This guy ain't good enough, bro. He ain't good enough, bro.
Bro,
He doesn't
we are in the
always do.
semi-finals. Is the reason
Bro,
why
he
we're
doesn't
here.
always
We
do,
have
man. You know
we
it,
have
man.
had the
Deep down, you
hardest
know it.
path of.
Bro, how is he losing the French league, bro? Please tell me, how's he second? Tell me how can you be second in a one horse race? Please,
Ahmad is catching
please,
cold.
please
I
tell
don't
me
agree.
how.
I,
How?
I honestly
How?
think you guys are hating on Poch just because of his
Poch,
history.
how is
You
Poch
can't say this is
second,
his
bro?
fault.
Emery won the cup, bro. How did Emery win the league yet and he
Well,
can't do it?
if there's
Bro, if he
any
loses that
bottle
league,
jobs
that's
in a club, it's
embarrassing. He
Emery.
should get fired.
If there's any,
Bro, he should get
no,
fired,
no.
bro. How can Emery win that? That is just ridiculous, bro. There's no excuse if he doesn't win the league. If he
Got
doesn't win the French
one
league,
second,
that man,
one
man
second,
needs to go on
Gunner Sam.
APP. He needs to go. Sorry, go. I'll be honest.
Man came with passion. Erhan in the chat, Spurs fan, also I say Poch fan, says he's won the French Super Cup. Well done. And your club is 10th. You melt. Azzy, do you want to say something before I go to Josh? I thought you wanted to say something.
Oh yeah, no. All I want to say is like, listen. I actually want to reply to so how. Listen, I'm gonna say this though. In all fairness, Poch at Tottenham, I'd count that all out because any manager that's in charge of that disgrace of a club isn't gonna succeed in doing anything. They're not gonna win any trophies. But that's just Spurs, and that's just their mentality. It's just like a mental barricade at that club. I mean, any manager can, even Jesus can't win a trophy at Spurs. I said this at the start of the season, and I'm a religious person as well. But no, honestly, for me, it's just this game was City's. I said at half time, I said what they'll probably do is they'll just change one thing. They didn't change much, but it was good enough to actually beat a team that was so dominant in the first half. I think PSG had a beautiful first half. I think that's definitely one of their best first half performances I've seen. I think Verratti was brilliant. And they just bottled it. And it's just a coincidence that it's Poch. So I mean, what else can I say?
Can I just ask a panel?
One second, Ahmad. One second. Mercurial says someone is going to eat their words. I don't know who the someone is. I mean, I guess someone has to lose, so somebody's eating their words somewhere. Quickly, Ahmad, before I go to Josh.
Was that De Bruyne tackle a red card?
No, it was a yellow.
No. I mean, your opinion. Should it have been a red card?
No, it should have been a yellow. I think the correct decision was a yellow. It wasn't high enough to be, and it came on top of. Was it Neymar? No, whose fault was it?
Danilo.
He came on top of his foot.
It wasn't an accident, bro. You saw him
go in for it. It might not have been an accident, but it wasn't a studs up. It was a studs down.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of thing. So, Josh, what are you saying, man?
Every time, great game for the referee.
I think he did well. I didn't agree with every decision, but he was strong in the decision. He's like, I'm not giving it. Get up. I don't care. Like it wasn't. He didn't think twice.
He was under control. He was under control. So many refs just let the occasion get the better of him. Even the red card, he took his time. Like I was thinking, why is the yellow card not out? Because I without first glance, I thought it was a yellow.
Yeah.
Thinking, why are you not booking him? What is he waiting for? He just waited calmly. So you know what? You're gonna go for this. Let me see the Achilles. Yeah, you've killed his Achilles. You're gone.
What are you saying, Josh? How do you see that game?
PSG first half, they were cold. The way they were bopping the ball around, they were good. In my opinion, City didn't really deserve it. In all honesty, I didn't think they were that good second half. Honestly, let me not say too much, but I feel like I feel for Ahmed, man, because like you man were actually better than them overall, in my opinion. But I think 2-1, especially now that you're down to 10 men, I think PSG should take that. But Ahmed, I want to ask you a question. When's what's his name, Bernat back? Or is he out for the season?
He's back, but he has been injured for the whole season. So I doubt that he's training right now, but I doubt he will be back. I think Diallo will play because that backer guy is a brick, man. He can't even pass a ball.
You know what? How I saw that. You know how I saw that game. I think in the first half, Man City, they didn't press very high. I think they were worried about what's it called? Paris's counter. What's going on here? Yeah. They're worried about Paris's counter. So they had Walker and Cancelo kind of pushed back. They weren't really crossing the halfway. They weren't advancing, weren't overlapping or anything like that. And it made it easier for PSG to pass out from the back. And, fair enough, they're supposed to be worried because we know that they can do damage. Being 1-0 down, I think they had no choice. They had to go for it a bit more. They had to push further up. Yeah. And I think when they did that, I just don't think Poch didn't change anything, whether it's personnel, whether it's strategy, whatever. He just needs to change something just to get more control. I agree. They did. One second. I agree. They didn't create many chances to say, oh, yeah, they were battering them. But they control the game. And when you control the game and you're creating pressure, in the end, something's going to give. And I think balls into the box after balls into the box. Something's going to give. Someone's going to get an end of it. Or, as the case was, someone made a mistake. I think a draw probably would have been a fair result based on the 90 minutes. But
no way.
Yeah,
no way.
Ramsey, how many chances did Man City
It's
create?
a sticky one. It's a sticky one, Neeks.
Nah, man. Foden should have scored in that. Foden should have scored in that first half for me easily.
Okay.
But the thing is, it wasn't even the fact that they created loads of chances. It was the control they had in the second half. At
1-0 down. At 1-0 down.
At 1-0 down.
But PSG were 1-0 up at the time.
Yeah, but it was like it was coming, and then they got to 1-1, and it was like we're still gonna go for it and score. I'm thinking City after that red card, City should have won 3-1.
No, yeah, after the red card, City should have won 3-1. I agree.
Yeah,
but I would say
I just think over the 90 minutes, I think is City. Like PSG were better in the first half, but how much did they create? How much chances did they really create? How much did Edison have to do himself? For me, Foden had
Edison, he was shaking, man. Edison was shaking.
Edison's always shaking. Don't worry about that. But Foden had two great chances to kill the tie.
From City. Well, the first one was from Keylor Navas' mistake.
Yeah.
I think it was Paredes. It
was
Paredes. Yeah, Navas made one mistake in the beginning, but nothing happened with that.
That's what I'm saying. The pass that he passed it out to Foden. Oh, which one are you talking about?
Sorry, I was thinking about passed it to the middle.
Yeah.
Bro, like, obviously, maybe City deserves the win because they won the game. But I'm just saying that we lost the game. I don't think City did anything brilliant to win the game. I think we did this to ourselves. It's PSG's fault. It wasn't like fair enough. City were too good. They played us out of the park. City should be winning this. We lost this game, and that's the most disappointed thing because I would be more acceptable of City playing much better than us, like being totally outclassed. But this is just disgusting to watch when things like this happen in the semifinals. In a league game, okay, but in the semifinals,
I'll come to you in a second, Father. I think it's a tough one because when City play, City are always they're generally the dominant side in terms of possession. So if they get the win, it's like, yeah, they deserved it because they dominated the ball, they dominated possession, even if they don't create as many chances, like where they control the game. City always control the game, whether they win, lose, or draw. I think maybe the Chelsea game in the FA Cup semi-final was probably one of the few games I've seen that City did not control the actual game, the balance of the play. Generally, win, lose, or draw, there's an argument to say City probably should have won or could have won or that. Just on chances created, I don't think City were great, but in terms of control of the game, and I guess being away from home, once you get that equalizer, you don't have to go hell for leather because you've got the away goal anyway. I'm not going to begrudge City of the win. They did what they had to do, but I think if it was a draw, I don't think City could say, "Well, we got robbed," or we should. I think both teams would have said, "All right, good match out there. We'll take it back to the Etihad." But City got the win. Father, you want to say something before?
I'm shocked the way that City playing that high line in that first half because I thought that when you play against PSG, like I never expected them to play a high line, but they did. So I feel like there's a bit of 50-50 game in that first half, but I think PSG were a little bit dominating that game. But in the second half, I don't know what happened to PSG. Whatever during the halftime team talk, it doesn't work though. Like whatever Poch tell them to, I don't know. Somehow it the plan was already fall down.
The plan was to sit back. The plan was to sit back and hold on to the lead, and they couldn't do it. That was it. I think, and obviously when you go from a tactic of sitting back to, oh my gosh, now we got to score, things get rushed. You start to rush your play. You saw the last before the red card, like they couldn't string two passes together because they were so adamant on trying to get the goal so much. We've seen this from PSG before. Like even in the league, when they go one goal down, it's like the panic. But in League On, you can get away with that because sometimes the teams ain't good enough. You can do it. But today it just looked like a mess. Maybe Poch got that wrong in terms of maybe they should have kept up the pressure a little bit more on City. Obviously, it's hindsight, isn't it? It's hindsight. Maybe 1-0 City. You don't want to.
But I don't think it's just hindsight because you can't just sit back for 45 minutes on a 1-0 lead against Man City. Like it's so dangerous to do. At some point, they're going to create a chance. I think there was just too many times that the attacks were breaking down in that second half, and at times they were trying to play out, and they were getting boxed in. So they're like, all right, let's go long. You got to change it up. You had to bring another man into the I don't know, maybe into defense or into the build-up play, so you have an extra man. It was just like the same thing over and over again. And Foden will push out to the right. The fullback will push up. Then you go back inside. Kyle Walker and Mahrez will push up on the left-hand side. And it was then all right. Get back to Navas, go long. Mbappe tries to win a header. I just think Poch didn't do enough to change the game in the second half, and it allowed Man City to just build pressure until they broke. Ahmad, before we move on to the Chelsea game, question here from Sammy: would you play Icardi in the second leg?
No, I wouldn't, because we don't need a Icardi. I think City need a Icardi. They need someone who has movement in the box. I don't think we need Di Maria and Mbappe to make the counter attacks. But that's the thing with City. They didn't do anything, in my opinion. I don't think Marquinhos and Kimpembe was scared throughout the game. To be honest, bro, I was much more scared of Bayern Munich when we were playing them, because they were fast. They created a lot of chances, but Navas was brilliant. But this game, it felt like we played Barcelona. They controlled a lot of the game. They couldn't go through our defense. But now we conceded stupid goals. But we can only blame ourselves. We can only blame ourselves.
But this is the thing with City, right? It's City. They got that full sense of you're kind of in the game and you feel okay. Like Spurs lost 1-0 on the weekend, right? But they got battered all game. All ends up they got battered, and City didn't create much. And it's like for City, sometimes they don't need to. This is the thing with City, and this is the reason why they don't play with a striker, because I feel like when they play with a striker, it's like you're trying to feed the ball into the striker to score the goals. Where this is so free, it's like anyone can roam free, anyone could do it.
Pop out from anywhere.
Yeah. And yes, the 2 goals were lucky, but you kind of felt like at some stage that goal was gonna come. Like I just don't know. You kind of didn't know fit, and maybe the defenders weren't scared of a striker because there wasn't a striker. But like that ball in from Kevin De Bruyne for the goal,
great ball,
was superb.
Yeah,
it was literally superb.
We were waiting for someone to just knock it in.
Yeah, and the reason, so just go back to what you said about the Navas for that goal. The reason why I don't think he can be blamed for that really is because if you look at it again, John Stones' foot is so close to that ball. He's literally like he almost, it's like a toenail away from getting that ball. If he touches that, Navas is in a perfect position to save it. So he's literally just waiting for that touch. But by the time he misses that, he now has to react to get the ball. I think the ball is just too good. I think that's more on the ball from Kevin De Bruyne than anything.
No, it's a great ball. It's like one of those free kicks from the position where you're like, if you get a touch, it goes in. If nobody touches it, it goes in anyway. I just think he didn't even shuffle across. Like he actually didn't move until the ball had passed Stones. I think at some point, I think you just have to at least move. If the touch from Stones takes it across you, it is what it is. It's like one of them free kicks where you say, listen, if you beat me on that side, nothing I can do. But I'm gonna make sure that this is protected. And I think you just have to go with it. And because someone could get a touch and it still might go in the same post. So by standing there, you're literally relying on one thing. He has to kick it at me. Whereas if you go there, you protect both. If he kicks it there, plus if he doesn't touch it at all. Great ball from De Bruyne. Don't get me wrong, great ball. But yeah, it is what it is. Zaza says, if you want to beat City, just copy all these tactics, or you need a player like Martial. I mean, I don't know about Martial, but I mean, I guess to be fair, in the first half, they played like an upgrade on Man United versus City because they were passing through their midfield and Neymar was dropping in, and it was like I was sitting there like, damn, I wish.
Did you see how Neymar toyed with their?
I was like, I wish we had a player like Neymar. The way he's
getting. Did you see Verratti, man?
It was brilliant.
The way he passed, we were brilliant, man. I don't know.
But then in the second half, but in the second half, it just dropped deeper and deeper and just ran out of ideas.
The second half, right? To play defensively against City, a team, they don't create many chances. They don't have the target man in the box. They don't have a guy like Sterling. I was surprised Sterling didn't play, who makes the runs. They They just pass the ball around
One-dimensional.
without making any runs or anything.
No,
So I
yeah, but
understand
that's
why
the
we
thing.
defend
But
them.
they drag you. They drag you across from left to right to left, and you get
But
players
there's
running
no,
in and players
there's
running.
no, but they weren't making any like runs in behind where even though you're moving them side to side, it's like a thing of you're scared that someone's gonna make a run in behind. I barely saw that. Literally, that's one of the reasons why I didn't think they would score because I wasn't seeing them create real openings and chances. It was just moving the ball about for purpose sakes. I wasn't scared of City for PSG, honestly. And you saw with the goals, it was a great cross, but obviously it wasn't really meant to go in, and a free kick that went through the wall. City weren't that good. Like, I agree with what you said, Neeks, though.
Go on, carry on.
No, about what you were saying about their pressing, how they were pressing PSG, which was forcing their mistakes. So I do agree they did improve, but it wasn't a sizable upgrade where it was a point where PSG were almost caved in. It was just a thing of
I think what happens is, remember, City scored the away goal 50 odd minutes, maybe just before the 60th minute mark, and it's like at that point City's technically winning because they got the away goal. So they don't have to do what we're asking them to do, make those incisive runs in behind or get balls into because now they're actually ahead. So they don't have to. It's now up to PSG to come out and create chances and push. So because they got the lucky goal at the time that they did, I think it was on to PSG now to do more. And Man City could keep passing. And if it ended 1-1, they still have the advantage because of the away goal. So I think, the goal changed the game in the sense that it meant Man City didn't have to do anything more than what they did for about 15 minutes in the second half. And then obviously, the second goal was through the wall. But it is what it is, isn't it? Let's move on to Chelsea.
Free up Mbappe and free up Neymar though. Still free them up, man.
Neymar signed that contract, isn't it? But what's happening to Mbappe? I mean, Mbappe might. Does he want to stay out of this a team that can't win the Champions League? I don't know. We'll get on to that.
His performance was shit.
Verratti should have longer legs, didn't he? Would have had an assist.
The guy was like Guy and Mbappe. They had terrible performances today. Those two.
Who?
Guy and Mbappe.
Oh, just a guy. Okay.
Guy was the first. He gave the free kick away as well. So
fair enough.
I really don't, bro.
Who was in the wall? Who was in the wall? Because that player had a bad game as well.
It was. I think it was between Paredes and Kimpembe. No. Verratti was he laid down.
Oh, he lay down. Okay, I lied.
Bro, when we received the red card, I turned off the TV. I promise you. So I don't know what happened in the last 10 minutes because I couldn't watch. I was like the PSG players. I lost my head. I couldn't watch the game. So I turned off the TV and then I watched the score afterward.
Father, Chelsea, 1-1. You go to Madrid, not the Bernabeu. So it's not that good, not that big of an achievement. You won at their training ground. Whoop de do. But I say one. Sorry, you drew at the training ground. But no, you go to Madrid, you get a 1-1. Pulisic scores. Timo Werner's a talk of the town because he can't finish his dinner.
Oh, please.
But are you confident? I mean, let's talk about the game first and foremost. Do you think that Tuchel tactically outdone Zidane, or was it just a close game and it ended in the draw that it should have been?
I feel like in the first half we would dominate in terms of the ball possession. I think we would dominate it. I think Real Madrid couldn't penetrate our lines because of the way how we press, the high press though. And Real Madrid only one thing to do. Like they have one ball, which is that the set pieces. They couldn't go like through our midfield or to the flanks though. So. The only way that Real Madrid going to score is by the set pieces, which is I think it was unlucky for us to concede, but it was coming by Benzema. In terms of how we attack that final third, it has been the story of our season. I understand like a lot of people are going to blame Werner after this show regarding for that miss.
Who else are you going to blame for that miss? It wasn't my fault.
No. What I would say is, I know it's not an excuse, but I think you cannot hold him accountable for deciding the overall tie when literally Pulisic scored like 4 to 5 minutes later. And to be fair, if if Werner take that goal, Pulisic wouldn't got that chance anyway. So in hindsight, yeah, it feels like some of our fan base are too reactionary at times. Like people don't know what he does for the team. Like I know he's not the confidence level is so low, but we all know the type of player he is. And if he had this, the worst patch of his career right now, I'm excited to see what the good side. But at the moment, it's like the people are using him as a scapegoat.
I hear you. I hear you. However, when you buy a striker for 50 million and he scores 6 league goals, questions should be answered and rightly should be asked and rightly so. I think it's fair question. Now he's not at fault for every game that you've dropped points or drawn or lost, whatever it might be. But 6 goals in 30 plus games or 30 games in the league, that's not good enough. And I think it's the chances that he's missing, not in terms of even just the number, but it's like the simplicity of them. You look at the one against, I can't remember who it was when he basically cleared it from under the bar.
Leeds United.
Leeds, yeah.
Leeds. The chance yesterday right in front of the goal against West Ham, he scores and then he misses the target when the goal's gifted to him. It's how easy those chances are that it's always going to bring a highlight to people's name. He obviously offers something. It's a reason why Tuchel plays him, because he runs in behind. He stretches the defense, and I think in the first half, I would say definitely in the first half, up until the goal, Real Madrid were playing a high line, and him and Pulisic were stretching, and of course they got the goal from it. Benzema was really the only threat that Real Madrid had. I think Marcelo was poor, but Marcelo's finish is what it is. Kante dominated Cruz and Modric in that midfield. Goodness. Vinicius, a few flashes here and there, but really couldn't really get into it.
He had a quiet game.
Yeah. But I just think that for me, I think Chelsea deserved at least a draw from that game. Again, they didn't create a hell of a lot of chances, but they did enough away from home. And again, when you get the away goal, it's not on you to push for the second or third. It's on Real Madrid to do what they have to do. And I don't think other than Benzema, they were a real threat. Josh, what are you saying? Real Madrid, Chelsea. Was that a deserved result?
I think we can be a bit disappointed because I think especially like the first 30 minutes we were very good the way we were moving the ball around. Shout out Rudiger because that was a very good ball for Pulisic. But the team played well. They all did their thing. I can't lie. I say we should be slightly disappointed because I'll say we were better than Real Madrid in the game. Even then, because even second half we didn't really create much, in all honesty. But I know obviously the Werner miss, and just touching on Werner, I think with Werner he is given a bit too much leeway. Like we all see his uses. Yeah, he's good off the ball. He's moving off the ball. And really the biggest thing is that he's quick. But we have to look at it in totality in terms of the guys had like how you're saying, Neeks, the simplicity of the chances are disgusting. They're nasty. Like they're 1v1s.
Yeah.
Like these are, as they say, these are the strikers' bread and butter, and he's missing them constantly. This isn't a thing where he scores 2 and then he misses 5. It's like he misses 8 and he scores 1. Like it's shocking. Yeah. And obviously, you got to look at who we got on the bench, like players like Tammy and Giroud.
What's your thoughts on Tammy? Because I think there's a lot of discussion about whether Tammy should be getting more chances. I think Rio in the commentary, the punditry after was saying like Tammy must be thinking, what do I have to do to start? Do you think he deserves more chances, or does he not suit the way that Tuchel wants to play?
No, he definitely deserves chances. I'm a fan of Tammy. I think he can be a quality player. Obviously, he's not an elite level striker. We all know that. But I feel like he does have his qualities that he brings to the side. I think he'll feel hard done by. But I don't mind if he leaves and gets his move and he proves himself elsewhere, because it's clear that Tuchel don't rate him. So it's one of them ones.
Father, what are you saying about Tammy? Does he deserve to play or?
Look, I understand the situation in this time, because I have been one of the fans that that rate Tammy a lot, and the way that he's sitting there, and you said the Rio's commentary said that what could I have done? I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it's like, do I like in Tuchel's thought, like, do I really want to risk this guy for the rest of the season with how the way that our front line has been performing for the last couple of weeks, which has been inconsistent? Do I want to risk to do some experiment on Tammy Abraham? And his thought, like, not really, but in our fan base point of view, it's like, no, I don't think we have we don't have much time to do some sort of experiment for Tammy Abraham, because every game from now until the end of the season
it's a must win. Literally, your Premier League, you have to win to get top 4. FA Cup final, Champions League semi. Like, there's literally
100%.
like with Man City. Man City can play a Jesus or a Aguero on the weekend because it doesn't matter what happens in the Premier League. You lot have to win like every game.
Unless, let's say if we have a game on Saturday against Fulham, if we kill the game early, and then you can take off one of your main players and then you can put Tammy on. But as of right now, if we didn't play well and we're still struggling to, like our front three in general has been the story of our season, don't get me wrong. And we don't create enough clear-cut chances anyway. So in overall hindsight, I think that our lack of cutting edge has been, one of the main talking points since Tuchel came in. And if you want to throw in Tammy's, I would prefer him to come on as an impact sub if we kill the game early. Let's say if we got Fulham on Saturday, if we go like 3-0 up, then you can put Tammy on and get Werner off.
3-0 up under Tuchel. I mean, that's probably happened once against Crystal Palace. Don't score many goals.
We're not that creative. We're not that creative, in all honesty. Yeah. That's one thing. People say we need a striker, but we don't really create better opportunities like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting because obviously since Tuchel's come in, you've been getting the results. The football ain't been exciting, but you've been getting results. The question, I guess, is how does he actually want to play compared to how you are playing? I.e., is he going to want to go to a back 4 next season? And if he does, he's going to have to go and get better players, whether it's a better centre back or better midfield. I don't know exactly what he wants to move to that back 4. Does he want another striker? I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see going forward. Are you going to be sticking with this kind of? I mean, it's controlled football and it's what's the word? Winning football, but it's not very expansive. It's not very attacking. And we know when it comes to Roman Abramovich, he wants attacking football. Since he's been at Chelsea, at first it was like win, but then once you start winning, he's like, all right, I want more. And he sacked managers because they weren't playing the football they wanted to play. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes forward. In terms of the second leg, what are you lot saying? Are you confident of going through 1-1? You got no way goal, or is it 50-50 at this point?
I'll let Josh go first.
Well, just a quick thing on Tammy. I think we're going to sell him anyway because I saw something saying that we want to sell him for 40 mil. So I think we're definitely going to bring in a striker for in the summer.
40 mil. I mean, the thing is, Chelsea are good at getting money for their players. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what kind of illegalities you are pulling. But in a COVID market, if someone pays 40 for Tammy, bloody hell, well done.
Someone paid 30 mil for Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins wasn't even proven in the Prem. So
I hear it's true. It's true. Bloody hell, 40 mil. I would have touched 40 mil on Tammy. No way. But who would? Who? What? West Ham, maybe?
West Ham, Leicester. That's it. I can't think.
Aston Villa, Everton.
I don't think Aston Villa needs him, though.
Table teams, to be fair.
Leeds. Would Leeds want? Who do you say is better? Him or Bamford? Or are they same level?
I think right now they're on the same level, but Tammy's ceiling's a lot higher. So Tammy's already on the same level at 23. He guarantees 50 goals a season.
How old is Bamford?
Like 27, 28.
Is he that old?
Yeah,
you're right. 27. I didn't realize he was that old,
Yeah, he was Chelsea back in the day.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't realize he was 30.
27.
He didn't play for Chelsea. He was just He was there, like all your other players that you love now.
There's so many, man. There's so many. We destroyed so many people's careers, man.
Well, it's funny because obviously at the start of last season, obviously there's a lot of talk. You had the transfer ban, So the youngsters are going to come through. Tammy, Mount, Reece James, Hudson-Odoi, Gilmore. Those were probably Tamori even. A few of the names being touted about. I think that's probably about it in terms of from the academy. Tamori's on loan to AC Milan. He's probably going to be sold for about 30 million. Tammy's going to be sold between 30 and 40 million. Hudson-Odoi, I mean, he wasn't in favour under Lampard. When Tuchel came in, he was in favour. He was playing at wing back. We ain't really seen him in recent weeks. He's played Aspilicueta there, and then Reece James off the bench at times. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. Mount, Gilmore, we don't even see. For a long time, we ain't seen Gilmore. I think definitely since Lampard's gone. Maybe once we've seen him. Mount's the only one. I mean, Reece James, to be fair, I think he's solidified. He's going to be Chelsea's right back for a long, long time. But Mount's the only one who's actually solidified. Yeah, I'm playing. And he's probably the one who got the most stick from like the start of last season up until, I would say, maybe about 4 or 5, like up until the point where Lampard was struggling and Mount was the only one actually doing stuff. People are like, damn, like maybe Mount's actually good, because even as bad as everything is, he's still performing. But he's the only one he's kind of just said there, I'm taking this position. I'm taking this place.
It's weird, man, because I think Reece James and Hudson-Odoi had the biggest hype around them, because Chelsea fans knew a bit about Reece James, obviously not as much as Cho, but Cho was the golden boy in it, so there's a lot of protection around him. But players like Tammy, Tomori, and Mount had a bit of clout, but not that much. But you get what I'm saying in terms of they didn't really have as much prestige around them. There wasn't as much excitement, so they were a bit more expendable, in my opinion.
No, I agree. Second leg, are you lot confident of going through, Father?
I'll start with Josh first. I would talk first.
Am I confident? Let's see what Hazard says, man. Let's see what Hazard's saying, man.
You lot, Chelsea fans still riding this Hazard train.
I watched him against Betis. He's looking a bit more sharper than usual. And obviously, when he came on today, he wasn't really there that much, but you never know with that guy. You never know. But
I can't lie, Neeks. I'm a bit tense in the first leg. I can't lie, because they will get Ramos back for the second leg. Yeah. Hazard going to play full 90 minutes, and
Mendy might come
from
back.
our perspective, Mateo Kovacic will be back for the second leg. Don't forget that. And it's how we're going to set up in the in our front three that we've been crying out loud this season, because we don't know what's our best front three. Yeah. And with Ramos coming back, it's going to be a different game.
Listen, I tweeted yesterday, I need Zidane to win this Champions League for my narrative. This guy is too disrespected. I'm not even going to get onto it now because I need to win it first and then I'll come back. But I need him to win. And I think, like, they had a lot of injuries. Obviously, they got Lucas Vazquez. He's out, I think, for the season. Ramos was out. Mendy was out. What's his name? Valverde was out. And obviously, Hazard's just coming back. So if they can get 3 or 4 of those players like to play from the start next week, I think it's another dimension, because they play the 3 at the back, which they don't play, but they had to do it to protect Marcelo. You play Marcelo in a back 4, they're getting ripped. He's getting ripped. So I think he had to do it to protect Marcelo.
Yeah, Marcelo will be missed in the second leg. Yeah, he will be missed in the second leg.
Well, Mendy will come in and Mendy will be better. Mendy will be better.
Yeah. Now, one thing we need to also especially what we saw in the first leg, that Madrid midfield 3, they're tired. Especially like Modric, you can see the tiredness because they play so many games because of the injuries. If they manage to give Modric a rest for the weekend, maybe you'll see a better Madrid. But if Modric plays again, I do worry for them, because Modric and Kroos in their 30s, like, they don't recover the same like how they used to. So and that's the biggest thing for Madrid nowadays, because their attack isn't as good as it was. So they rely on that midfield 3, and if they're not firing, then hey.
Yeah, I mean, on the weekend, I think I don't know if Valverde is back, because I think it was COVID. So if he's fine, then he could possibly play. Asensio, who was on the bench. So if they can possibly play them on the weekend to rest the likes of Modric and Kroos, because in that, especially even in the first half or the first 25 minutes, they were just getting run past, like they weren't there. Kante was just breezing past the midfield. Mount was picking up the spaces like in the pockets. It was poor. And you're looking at them like, yeah, these men, they've been around, they've been about, they've done this before. They can't do it forever. But they got the goal. They got an equalizer. Benzema. I mean, what a player! One of the most underrated strikers in recent. One of the most underrated players in recent times. He's got 71 goals in the Champions League, 0 penalties, 2 behind Lewandowski's on 73. So all the time, and rightly so, we're bigging up Ronaldo. We're talking about Messi, etc., etc. Benzema's just doing his job all that time. And now that the shackles have been released for Ronaldo, he has to step up. He led them to a La Liga title last year. Hopefully, as far as I'm concerned, he can lead them to a Champions League this year. Obviously, for you, you hope it stops here for him, but we'll have to see. Father, what do you say for the second leg? Chelsea going through?
I hope so, and I'll be nervous if I'm not. But yeah, second leg, hopefully, because we got Mateo Kovac will be back, and I just hope in that Saturday's game we're not going to play a lot of players that we wanted to, because I think the Saturday's game just it feels like we have to kill the game early and then give the main guys some rest. But I'm still confident about my guys go through.
And finally, PSG, Man City. How do you see that one going on the second leg?
If PSG kept the same game plan in that second half, I don't see them getting comeback. Especially, I feel like in the second leg, perhaps they'll be, playing as a ball possession wise. I think PSG are going to chase for that first goal to set up the rhythm for that second goal. But as of right now, I think the Man City are the favorites to go to the final at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for PSG. Listen, Man City got 2 away goals, so you have to score at least twice. Twice. So I think it's going to be very, very tough. First goal. I mean, I was going to say the first goal is massive. I guess PSG still needs to score 2 whenever, but if they can get the first one, as you said, it allows them to maybe not push so hard for the second, like from the outset. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be so difficult for them. At this point, I can't see anything other than Man City going through. But I hope so. I hope that PSG, Real Madrid. So
would you want all English finals though?
No way! No way! Because what it means.
You got London v Manchester European finals.
Again, because we had it in 2008. But listen, if we get all English final, I have to support Chelsea. I can't back Man City. And if you win it, then that you'll go on 2 Champions Leagues and Man United will have 3, so you're 1 behind us. So I need Real Madrid to get there at least. If Real Madrid get there at least, then I can say cool. If they have to play Man City, I can back Real Madrid to the hill, win that game, hopefully. But if it's an all English final, I'm gonna hate it. Like the Tottenham Liverpool, I didn't mind because I wanted Tottenham to win, and if Tottenham won, it wouldn't affect me as a Man United fan. I can laugh at Arsenal fans. I can laugh at Liverpool. Chelsea versus Man City, like I can laugh at one, but then the other's going to be laughing at me. So what's the point? What is the point? So I need Zidane, Poch. Like I know Poch. I know you're a bottle job. I need you to put down the bottle, and I need you to do your job in that second leg. Zidane, you didn't get 3 Champions Leagues by mistake. It wasn't luck. You know what you have to do. I think Zidane has more chance than Poch. Much bigger chance than Poch. But the English side's our favourites, isn't it? Guys, smash the like button. Father, thank you for joining me, and all the other guys, Ramsey, Ahmad, Josh, and the rest of them. Gunnar, Sahal, I'm going to see if I can clip that up because he went in on PSG earlier, in on Pochettino. But thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys very, very soon.